Thanks for watching QuickBooks Online 2000 Plus Plan tutorial video. This is part 2 of our video. In this video we're going to talk about company gear and we'll cover settings. So settings, right here, the company gear, the settings. So we'll deal with company settings, custom form styles, chart of accounts, and QuickBooks Labs. Alright, so let's get started. So the first we will start from company settings. Before we do that, I'm already logged in and this is Plus Plan and I'm using QuickBooks. I'm using Google Chrome browser. If you're using Internet Explorer, stop using Internet Explorer and start using Google Chrome browser. It works better for QBO. Alright, so let's get started. Plus Plan right here. This is the company gear and we're going to start from company settings. So this is like a company preferences if you are familiar with the QuickBooks Desktop. So QuickBooks Desktop, you go to edit and then preferences. So in here, the company settings right here. Let's cover company settings. So company setting on the left side, you will see company, deals with the company stuff, and then the sales setup and expenses. Basically, it's dealing with handling billable hours, trackable thing, and the payments, merchant services type, and advanced. They have all kinds of good stuff in here. And the pay by coin is the new one. It's something like a PayPal, it's slightly different. So let's start with the company here. So the company name, this is where you put in company name. So click it here. This is the edit button, the little pencil here. And if you want to customize, insert a customized logo, you can do it here. And you can put any size you want, but it's fixed to just one size. You can't make it bigger, you can't make it smaller. It's just one size. And another thing is you can't move to another place. From here, let's say you want to move it to another place, you can do it on. There's no way to do it on sales forms. It will just stay in one place, like on the left hand side, and that's it. So you can update your company name and address and stuff. And the contact info, they have a company address, a customer address, and a legal address. So in some businesses they may have 3 different addresses, but this one, the customer address is strictly deals with the sales form. So if your sales form to send out payment is different than your company address, so this is where you put in. Click it here, will tell you. Address where customer contact you or send payments. Shown on sales form like invoice, sales receipt. So if you just leave it blank, the company address, they'll pick up the company address. But in this case, I'm using, although I'm showing for example here, showing the same address. So I have the same address in here. Company address, same. Customer address, same. Legal address, same. And then you have a company email, and if your customer email for sending out the invoices different than your company actual email, then you just put in here. Company email, I'll tell you here, email where customers can contact you. So if your AR department, accounts receivable, invoicing department, your email address is different, so this is where it goes. And in here, the company phone is just one number, so you can just put one number in here, and the website, and then just save it. Alright, and the accounting method. So if you are familiar with accounting method, they always have either accrual or a cash. So if you're a big corporation and if you deal with inventory and stuff, it's better to set it up as accrual or talk to your tax advisor. And if you want cash, then you can just select cash in here. But I prefer default accrual right here, and then save it. So later on, when you run your management report, we'll talk about that on another part of our tutorial video, not this one. So when you run the management report, it's based on this. So if your accounting method is set up accrual, the management report run on accrual basis. If your accounting method set up cash, Then when you run management report, it will run on cash basis. So that's for the management reports only. So when you run management report, right now at this time, you can't change it like in here. You have to come back here and change it. But when you run financial reports like P&L, profit and loss, and some other reports, you can always change it when you try to customize your report. So I will set it up as a accrual, but this is where you come back and change it, your default setting, right here. All right, save it. You may want to talk to your accountant. So it really depends on how you file your taxes, but uh, right now in this example, it's accrual. And then you get the employer tax ID number. This is where you put in employer tax ID number. It's nine numbers here, so this is where you put in. And then the tax form. So if you're the sole proprietor, if you file 1040, so select 1040, and it will take the list right here. Let's check your last tax return and figure out which one you should be using it. So that's how you select this. So in this case, I have 1120 set up. Okay. And then since you have a plus plan, you always wanted to class tracking and location tracking. So this is where you come in. So when you create a company file, the default wise, this is always off. So you won't have these two selections here. So you'll see something like this. So you come here, company gear, company, and category. So this is where you come in and change your track classes and track location. This is where you come here and enable your class tracking, location tracking. So in here, I want to track classes. This is not the setup. This is the enable class tracking. And then they have one to each row in transaction or one to entire transaction. So I will select right here, one to each row. If you have expenses, one invoice for you have to track it, track classes for more than one. So this is where it is. And track location. Location, you have a default is location, but if you want to track by business, department, division, location, or property, or if you have a store name, this is where you select store or territory. It's just the label here, location label. So location is like a default type, and then you save it. So now when you want to track classes, all you do is this is where you'll see it. So let's say you want to enter expenses and track classes. So you go to, let's say you have your invoice, bill from your vendor, and location is right here. So you have to set it up. We'll talk about that on next video. But so I already set up. All we can just add new in here. So I would set up San Diego and San Mateo. So you just select this location. This is your invoice bill form. When you create invoice, you also see this location on the same place, and then your class. So you can have one class in here for installation, another class for something else, like that. That's how it does. Okay, so now, and then the customer level. So the customer level is basically how do you want to set up your invoicing thing. So you want to call customers, you select customers. So if you want to replace customer with something else, customer level, then you can select right here. So right now in this case, it's the customers in here, and in here also customers. And on invoice, so it will say customers. So this is where you come here, and if you want to label, depending upon the type of business you run, it could be just guest, it could be tenants, whatever. So you just come here and select your customer label and save it. Done. All right, so we're done with the company settings for the company one. The company settings, we're done for the company one. Let's go to sales here. Okay, so the sales, the customized one, the customized look and feel. So if you want to customize your invoice, sales receipt, or estimate, so this is where it comes. So click it here, and it will take you to custom form styles. It's the same one here. So this is custom form styles. So it used to be just the for the sales customization, you just have to come here, and that was it. But this, but now they've added custom form styles. So it's coming here, and the custom form styles are separate. They have a separate settings now. So let's stick with the company settings and the sales customized look and feel. Since we're going to talk about the custom form styles in detail, we'll come back to this later on. So this is where you customize your invoice, and they have different templates, so you can select the one that will work for your business. We'll come back to that later on. And then the sales form content. So this is where you come here and set up your term, invoice term. In here, let's say if you want default is net 30, you just select net 30. We'll just select net 30 in here. And when you create invoice, you will see net 30 as your default, your terms. Although you can change it anytime you want. You can change. You just add all these, and then just change it to net 30. That works fine. But when you open it, by default, if you create your invoice and the term, general term is net 30, you select net 30 right there. So net 30, the sales one here, payment term, and the preferred delivery method. Okay, let's click this one. So, and then they have a send letter or print or none. So the send letter is if you're doing batch invoicing and you don't want to do one at a time, it's just the send letter, and then you print the batch printout for all invoices, sales invoices, or send it out by email. So it works. That's what the payment delivery method is. Send letter means you can send everything in batch. And print letters, same things. If you want to print it, batch, this is where it is. Send letter, same thing, and none. You don't want to have it twice in here. Just say print letter and save it here. See what happens. So when you create invoice, so you will see send letter right here. So you will send letter. So that means you will send all the invoices later. That's what it is. Right here, send letter. Okay, so let's move on. And the shipping here. So if you want to use FedEx or UPS, if you want to identify it, this is where you come here and select it. On invoice, you will see right here, shipping here. You can put the shipping date and tracking number. The one, let's say this is UPS. Shipping date, let's say it's today. Then 14, and the tracking number, let's say whatever it is, you just put it in here. You have to fill it out. There's no way to get that from UPS, but you have to manually enter it here. So this is where it goes. And then by default, when you create company file, you won't have any custom field on here. So let's save this one and close that one and open another one. Let's see. So this is how it'll look. So you have the shipping here, but you don't have the custom fields. They allow up to 3. Let's say you want to track one for your sales rep and one for something else, and one for something else. You have custom field choices here. So that's where it becomes. So you come here and the company settings, sales, and the custom fields is off right now. So in this case, I have a payment method. Say customer, you ask for, hey, just pay us by check or pay us by something else. You can put it in here, internal and public. And if you want to identify your sales by your sales rep, you just put in sales rep. And if you deal with the customer PO number, purchaser number from your customer, so that's where it is. So once you save it and you come back here, I have to close this now and open it now, sales invoice. Now you'll see right here, you just put in, so you want payment method check, send us check, sales rep, Joe, and the customer, they sent you PO, you just put in you just enter sales customer PO number here. So in here you got the shipping, and then the three custom fields you can add any way you want. You can name any way you want it. In this case, in this example, I have the first one is payment, second one is sales rep, and third one is purchase order. So you can set it up in any order you want. That this is how you customize your invoice. So you can do any way you want it. Okay, and then the transaction numbers, custom transaction. So if you want to use your own invoicing number, so this is where you come in and do it. So otherwise, if it is unchecked, the QuickBooks Online will automatically create the invoice number. But if you want to assign your own invoice, then this is where you come in. So let's say I have, I want to start 2015 001 like that. Like this. Let's create one invoice in here. Alright, this is just for $100 example here. And let's say I want to close it. I just want to see how this invoice number works on the next one here. So this is a new year, I'm starting 15, and then I'm assuming we're going to have all the way to 999 or 10,000 invoices in 2015. So I have 5 digits in here. So save and close. And go back, this is saved. So let's go back to another open invoice again. The next one should be number 2 in here. See right here, number 2 now. Okay, so that's how it works. So this is where the custom transaction number, if you want to create your own customized invoice number, this is where you come in and do the selection. If it's off, then the QuickBooks Online will create their own invoice number default wise. If you want to select your own, this is where you come in. And the service date is if you're dealing with invoicing a customer based on labor hours, so you have to set up service date. As you can see here, I have a service date in here, right here, service date. So you perform some service, you want to include it here. So service date, so it comes from here. And then the discount here. So if you give discount to a customer on certain sales, So you have to select discount in here. Let's look at the invoice here. The discount is right after the subtotal here. There's no way to add discount in here like on desktop. So the discount is you can move it up and down, but so discount you can move it up and down. Sales tax is here and discount in here. So percentage or dollar value. So dollar value you can put in like $100, let's say. So it tracks $100. It basically will subtract from subtotal. And so the key here is, do you charge sales tax? The sales tax thing you want to charge it before or after discount thing. So you can move up and move down right here. All right. Okay. So and then you save it here and then deposit. So if you receive payment, prepayment, so you select the payment here. So payment deposit, it's in here. So deposit right here. Let's create one invoice anyway. All right, so we've got a service date, and this is for labor, and it's for 1 hour, and $100 per hour. Let's say that this is also for installation stuff, and let's say you don't charge anything. All right, let's change this to 10. Can't have. All right, so you're giving 10% discount right here, or $100. In this case, $100, so $900. All right, and then let's say they made prepayment. They give you some deposit. Let's say $500 right here. So this is where you get that deposit column here, right here. And you ask, where will that go? Where will this $500 go? It will go to, by default, it will go to your undeposited funds account. Undeposited funds account. So there is no selection of account in here or any other place. So the default wise is this thing goes to undeposited funds account, and from there you have to select your bank account. So this basically assumes that you just got the deposit for this service. So if you have already received deposit long time ago and you use it here, so at that point, instead of choosing bank, you will need to choose wherever you put, like prepaid or whatever. So in this case, the default wise, this just goes on deposited funds, and then when you do the deposit thing, bank deposit, so this is where you come in and do the bank deposit, and you will see that $100 deposit. It was sitting on in here. It was like part of undeposited funds, and from there you can select like this. This is not the right one, but this example. So you will see the $100 coming from the undeposited funds account. So at that point, you can select the bank. If you're depositing the Chase, you select Chase. And some reason that deposit came long time ago, it was sitting on some prepaid account. You can also select prepaid account from here. So I don't have the account in here, but you can select it. So if you want to do it that way, that's fine. It'll be part of the other current assets, and you can select it that way too. If that deposit is sitting on some prepaid account. Otherwise, if you just got it, then it basically goes to your bank account. So I just thought that mentioned to you. Anyway, so let's move on. Okay, so that's what it is. Let's save it. Okay, and in this case, I have a product service column in here. On, it's on now. So it's part of the invoice. That's why you saw all these things here. And if you track quantity, if you maintain inventory, so this is where you come in and you have to enable this to on. Default is off, it will be unchecked like this, off like this. So if you are tracking inventories, quantity on hand and quantity and price rate, so this is where you come in, and this is the first thing you want to do if you want to track your inventory. Come here and select these. Now it's on. All right, and the messages. So this is where you have customized message here. So what do you want to call it? Using greeting, dear friend, to or whatever, a full name, last name, title, default is full name, and then you put the subject, and then your email message. They have a default one, but you can change it the way you want it. And then the key here is the email me a copy. Make sure to check this one. So why? The reason is when you send out email invoice, you have no way of knowing whether your customer got it or not. Although there's a place you can check, it will say sent, but you have no way of knowing actually when. Uh, it goes through, although you select the email address, your own email address, when the customers get it, it goes through Intuit's web server, email server. And if you select in here, then you also get a copy, and you look at it, see you got it too. So this one, I think it's important to select email me a copy. And then for this one, in here is a sales form. You want to select estimate or invoice other sales from. This is where you come in, and then you put in whatever you want in here, right here. Different default. You want a different default for estimate. This is where you come in. This is for invoice, and let's say this default, the other one for something else, but this is where you come in and change it. You'll save this, and it's basically, when you see the invoice, they're all in here. And when you create in here, if you're tracking an inventory, you'll see it here, the item detail. So account detail, that's for chart of accounts only. It'll go to account, it's all the chart of accounts. But in here, this is where all the items thing. Oops, sorry. So if you're purchasing your inventory, so you want to select the product and service. On desktop, we call it item list. QBO is product and service list right here. And you can put in quantity, all these things in here. So in here, it's basically chart of accounts. In here, it's the inventory stuff. Or if you want to, even if it's non-inventory, you can select your product service item if you want to track it that way. But normally this is, if you have inventory, this is where you have to enter it. So this is the only place you see quantity and rate. So for example, I have an example in here. So this is how you get it. See, inventory. But in here, if you select it, so this goes directly to your chart of accounts. For inventory, you don't want to do that. You have to go through your product and service item. If it's non-inventory, then you can select this one. That's fine. All right, so then that's what it is. And then online delivery thing. Okay, so this one you may want to try it a little bit. If you just want to default, that's fine. So when you send out the invoice, sales form, they call it sales form. The sales form include invoice, sales receipt, and estimate. So you can attach sales form as PDF, or you can just do the online invoice type, HTML or plain text. So you have a selection, and the default one, it works pretty good. So you want to just leave the way as it is. And if you don't like it, then this is where you come in and change it. And you can just try it a little bit. It's not going to harm anything. But This is where you come and change it. Okay, so the statements. So this is the one. When you send out a statement, if you want to see the aging table, so this is where you come in and just turn this on here. Just make this on. So they have a selection here. List each transaction as a single line or all detail lines. So you come here and let's say you want to send out invoice statements to your customers. So the statement you can get it from here or directly from your customer center. You can get it from here as well. Create a statement or just directly from your create sign here statement. So like this. So make sure you this one is on. This if it's a block, you have to. This will automatically open. So you just deal with that one. So just click OK. So if you have pop-up blocker, then you'll have a problem, but you can deal with that separately. So it's like this, and so you can create this. Some of those I don't have address in here, but if you want to preview it, I'll just preview one here. That's why I'm trying to do it here. So if you want to see, this is what they're talking about. Underneath, we have aging in here. So this customer, they don't have any 90 plus past due, but they do have 6190. So it will look something like this. So this is the one they're talking about in here. Then you come here. So this is the one. This is the statement part. All right. Okay, so save this. Okay, so we're done with the sales. Let's look at the expenses part. Okay, on expenses, you have bills and expenses and purchase order. Let's do the purchase order first. So if you're going to issue purchase order, so this is where you come in and all you have to do is you can add up to 3 custom fields in here, and then you just enable in here whatever you want to do it. So this is where you have to come in and make sure they're all on. You can select all these or no, like this. And same thing with this one. You want to create your own PO number, you come here and check this box. All right, so that's the purchase order side. And then let's go to bills and expenses. Okay, so show items table and expenses and purchase forms. We went through that one a little bit. Let's look at another one here. So this deals with the expense form. So when it's expense form, it deals with expense, check, and bill. Expense, check, and bill. Those are all expense forms. All right, so in here, as you can see here, I have account details and item detail. So this is where you come in and change it. And track expenses and items by customer. Right here. So if this one is off, the setting is off, like this, then you won't see this customer column in here. So that's how you get that one. And you want to make it billable, mark expenses and items billable. So this is the column, billable column. So it's better just to make this all on, then you're all done. At some point you will have to do it anyway. So just do it now. And if you select the markup one, as you can put in default one in here, I have a 20% markup. If it's different, you can always select 15% or whatever markup you have. on amount that you want to bill the customer. So this is where you put your markup number here, right here. And then you have a track bill of expenses, items of income in multiple accounts, a single account. And if you want to charge sales tax, you select in here, and the default payment term. This is for the vendor. So whenever you see vendor invoice, vendor bill, you don't want to pay for 60 days, you just select 60 days. If its term is net 30, you just put net 30. Normally vendors, they want your payment within 30 days of they invoiced you, not when you receive it, when you have a chance to enter it. So you have to look at invoice date, or vendor bill date. So that's when this net 30 kicks in. All right, we already talked about the purchase order. So save this, and this one is done. And let's move on to another one, payments here. So this is the merchant account here. If you already have a QuickBooks merchant account, you just connect it, and if you take a QuickBooks payment here, so you click in here, and I don't have anything set up in here. This is just an example. Just learn more, and they give you all kinds of information here. So they give you low monthly rates, $19.95 and plus, and the other one is pay as you go. So you can review all the rates. Do you want to use their merchant service, or just want to stay with whatever you have? So you can decide right here. This is where you do the setting. So the payments, that's what, if you already have merchant account, you're going to connect it. So this is where it comes in. All right, so the advanced one. Okay, so the accounting method. Accounting, so if your fiscal year, if it starts in January, you just put in your January date right here. And for the income tax, same thing, same as fiscal year, which is this one. For your income tax is different, then you just put in a different number there. Okay, so to close the book, when do you want to close your book? So you want to close the books on month end. So this is where you come in, and you enter your date in here. So let's say in this case, I want to close the books on December 2014. So I have to up December 2014. All right, so select the date here, closing date, and then they give a choice. So if you want just a warning, so whenever the trick here is, once you set the closing date, you can't enter. You're no longer supposed to enter any transactions for 2014. If you want to enter transactions for 2014, do you want just a warning, or do you want to see some sort of password protection there? So you have a choice in here. So if you just choose this, allow changes after viewing a warning, they give you this warning: hey, you have a closing date. Do you want to enter it? And if you are doing all by yourself, probably you want to enter 2014. That's probably fine, I guess. But if you have a multi users and you are in control, so then you set out a password. Nobody can change it later on. So right here, this is where it comes in. All right, and account numbers, chart of accounts. So in chart of accounts, if you want to assign account number, you just come in here and then assign account number. It's on or off type. If you want on, so account number on or off, and then the shipping account. This one here. Let's say you start shipping to your customer, and you have to select your income account for this one. So this is where you come in and select your income account here, income account. In this case, it's from chart of accounts. It's the income type. I have shipping income here. This is the income type from a chart of accounts, income here. And let's say you also give some discount to your customer. So you have a discount given account here, right here. And you have a markup income account. Sometimes you bill a customer and you want to track your billable income as a markup or different account. So this is where you come in, a markup income account. So this is the difference between your billable cost, your cost, and the amount you are billing to your customer. The difference here. So the income account, markup income account right here, and then the billable income expense is the default one here. This is where it comes in, and then just save it. So that's done. So you can come here and change it if you need it, and if you need assign account numbers, you can always come here and the account number like this. If you don't use it, this is fine. Okay, so automation one. So what is this automation thing? So this one is basically it says the first one is pre-fill form to previously enter content. So let's say you bought $100 worth of some supplies from Home Depot, and next time you enter transaction from Home Depot, it will basically create pre-fill from previous entry. So I always like to make this off. I mean, as it is here off. It's if you want it, this is where you come in and leave this one on, like this. But you have a choice right here, and same thing with apply credits. So if you want to apply credits automatically to your customers, so customer return it, and you want to apply credit against the outstanding invoices. So this is where you come in and check it. But I don't like to do that, so I will leave this off on this one as well as the pre-fill one. So it creates a problem. Sometimes you just miss it if the invoice, the amount could be different from previously pre-fill forms. So I want to leave this off. And same thing with invoice unbilled activity in here. So this one, you may want to leave this on, and this will automatically create invoice and don't notify me, or you have a selection here, remind me. So you have to make a choice in here, notify me, and basically this is the auto recording setup in here. So we'll talk about that on our next video. So it's the auto recording setup in here. It's part of gear, as you can see, is recording transactions part of less. So that's what they're talking about here. So you can set up when you want to schedule and that kind of stuff in here. And then the copy to invoices, copy estimates to invoices here. So you create estimate and you just want to copy that estimate to invoices. This is where you come in and check the box in here. And apply bill payment. This has to do the vendor side. The other one is the apply credit to the customer side, and the bill payment is for the vendor side. So you return products to your vendor. If you want to automatically apply that credit to next bill payment, so this is where you come in. I normally just like to select manually. I want to see when I make the payment, I want to see which payment I want to deduct. So just leave this. I'll just leave this off. All right. So save this. Okay. So the copy invoice. I think I should talk about this one here. Copy estimate invoice. It comes from here. So let's say you create the estimate, the plus sign, the estimate in here. So you create estimate. Just create one here, estimate. Just random. All right, so I'm just going to leave everything blank in here. I'm just going to save this. All right, I already saved, as you can see here. So copy the invoice. This is the estimate, and you go through pending, accepted, closes, all these things. But let's say you want to estimate, convert to invoice. So this is where you see it. Right? You copy the invoice. You got that from selecting this. copy estimated invoices. If this is off, then you won't see this copy the invoice thing. Okay, and let's deal with the time tracking in here. So the time tracking, so you have service fields to timesheet and customer fields to timesheet, and so billing rate, the entering time, and then you have select a day of work week. Is it Sunday or start from Monday? So this is where you come in and set it up. So right here, let's go to time tracking here. Where do you see time tracking here? See plus sign, time tracking right here, single time or weekly time sheet. So you're getting all the customer name and service item, everything, billable rate right here, everything from here. So time tracking. So this is where you come in and select, make selection here. Add service field to time sheets. There's a service field in here, service item. And billing rate, if you want to show a billing rate, use this entering time. So this is the, if you want to show billing rate, whoever fills out, your contractor or your employee, so this is where you come in and select it. But you don't want to show billing rate to your customers, to your contractors or employee. Just uncheck this button, just like the way I have in here. And the weekly Sunday right here. So this one is start from Sunday here, right here. So if you select Monday like this, then next time when you fill out your timesheet, then you'll see starting Monday in here. So that's where it comes in. Sunday. All right. And then, so this is the miscellaneous stuff, but it's kind of important one. So if you have warn it, if your duplicate check number is here, so this is kind of basic. Just leave this on, duplicate check and duplicate bill number, same thing, the vendor number, vendor bill number. So when you fill out, enter your bill right here, vendor bill. So you enter the invoice number, vendor bill number. So if it's a duplicate one, it will just warn you right here. And same thing with the when you write a check. So you have a check number here, 1654. Somehow you're doing it again, so it will warn you. It's a basic thing. Warn, duplicate check, duplicate bill number. That's where it comes in. All right, and the sign me out thing. The default, the maximum is 3 hours. So you can reduce it to 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 hours in here. I want to leave this on for at least 3 hours. Okay, and the date format. So whatever date format you want here. So month, day, and year. Or if you want a different format, you can select in here. So I just have to use this one here. And a number format. In US, this is what it is. And it's, in some other countries, they handle it differently, as you can see here, example. So this is the way it is, and save it. And then the pay by coin here. So it's basically you just get the key here, processor. Normally you don't deal with this. This is not that popular QuickBooks function. So if you want it, this is where you come in, pay by coin thing. All right, so we're done with the settings. All right, now the custom form style. Okay, so the custom forms, they have 5 standard forms, as you can see here. Let's create a new one. See, they have airy, modern, fresh, friendly, and bold. All right, so the logo you already saw it. If you want to change it in here, you can change it in here. Let's say you want one logo for airy, another logo for modern, another logo for fresh. So you can change it. This is where you create different templates for different customers or different type of business. So this is where you come in and do it. And if this is for invoice, you select the invoice. So they have estimate or sales receipt. and you can change the color if you want. And I have it in here. So see, this fresh one is for invoice. So that's all the others have a default one, and this is the default one. Fresh is the default one. So when you select this new style, the press is the default one right here. There's a standard one. So where do you see all this? So you set it up in here, but where do you see it? So let's just do it here. So when you want to print it, you will see all these in here. So you select customize, as you can see right here. Standard is friendly, and then you create all these things here. So if you want to create estimate, the area 3, or just want to use standard, or fresh, or bold, so you just name all these things in here. So this is how you create in here. So in this case, in this example, I have all kinds of templates in here I've created. So as you can see here, form type. So I have, this is the standard one standard one for all three, same, no change. But I want to have, let's say, estimate for area, estimate for fresh, estimate for bold. This is kind of aggressive one, but so this is how you create, and so just all you have to do is just create a new one. Before you create a new one, make sure there's no need to delete it. Right now, once you create it, save it, there's no way to delete it. There's no delete button here. So once you create it, you're done. That's it. You can't edit. There's no way to edit. The edit is just from same format, same template, but edit is not from, let's say you want to edit this area 3 to fresh 3, you can't do it. Area 3 will stay at area 3. You can change, edit few things, few things like next in here, and you can do the few edits in here, change a little bit in here, but that's about it. So the first thing deals with, if you want to make adjustment, let's deal with the adjustment in here. It's right here. So the font line, you can make it small, you can make it the biggest one here, and then you have in here the space and the margin for the print, and the printing in here. So use letterhead, and these things, they don't work too well, but letterhead paper, if you just want to print it on letterhead, then right here, the selection is right here, and account summary. So if you want it that way, you will see it in here. It comes out like this. So preview format, PDF here. Right here, like this one. So when you send out invoice, if you don't want to see this one, the balance forward and how much they owe you on the previous invoices, so you can show something like this, and then it will deal with your current invoicing here. But if you don't want to show the balance forward from your previous invoices, then it's basically you just check that off. So the next one here, see right here, uncheck account summary, gone. Account summary, you want it, show tables like this. You don't want it, like this. And save it. Let's go back to another one here, and the next. See, once you save it, you can't change the form type, So next one, and then the header one. So here's header one. You want to call it invoice, that's fine. You can change anything you want. If you want to change it from invoice to something else, this is where you come in and change it. And the form number right here, and custom transaction number right here. And then what do you want to see on your invoice? So if you don't want to show customer transaction number, you just uncheck it. This is the invoice number. And company address, the basic one. And so this is the terms. You want to show terms, due and expired date, or shipping, whatever you have. So this is where you come in and select whatever you want to see it on your invoice. that you send to your customer. So you'll have to play around with this thing. Well, this is the important one. So the service product description, I have everything in here. So when you invoice your customer, you'll see. Let's look at the past invoice in here. So you'll see all these things, charges. So you just have to play around with thing and figure out which one is right for your business, and before you save it. And in here, if you want to customize, this is where you have to select. And you are dealing with a customer, and one customer wants this, the other customer you want to send the other type, other template, then you can just select it from here. All right. Okay. So let's keep on going through this again. All right. Then this is where you, and if you want to adjust to, these the column in here, 73. If you want to make it plus, and you can change the order too, and quantity. If you don't want to show quantity, uncheck it. Go to quantity and rate, you check it. And if you want to adjust this a little bit, right here. So when you look at the preview, you will see it. So if you look at the preview, you will see the adjustment in here. So you have to review all this, and before you save it, then you just have to approve it basically. And then you have a look at the group type. So you want to, so this is for the, if you bill for your hours, billable hours to your customers, this is the important one. So you can say day, week, month type, and collapse. You can collapse the activity rows. So in here, and in here, if you want to show a markup percentage, or then markup dollar amount, you come in here and show it. But normally, you don't show markup on billable expenses to customers. That's everything in here. So if you want to show billable time and include the employee name, hours and rate, so normally I'm sure you want to show it. Or if you just want to show billable time and you don't want to show an employee name, then you just uncheck this one. All right. And then the footer side in here, so you just have to send a message in here if you want to include a message to your customer. This is where you come in and it will just stick there. So you can put thank you for your business like this. And just save it. If you want to make it bigger, you can do it here and then save it. So it will stick there. All right. And the last thing in here, before we'll move on to another one, and the footer one, we already done it. So you can just preview it and save it. So the biggest drawback right now in the custom form style, it's very good. You have 5 templates, formats, and then you can create all kinds of templates in here based on those 5 standard templates. As you can see, I have a whole bunch in here, but the problem is you can't, once you have it, it will just stay there. I wanted to delete this, but I couldn't delete it, so it will stay there. I'm sure later on they will come up with some way to hide this or delete or edit, whatever, but now it will just stay there. So you have to be careful when you save it. All right, so next one is the chart of accounts. Okay, so to go to chart of accounts, you can go from here, transactions, chart of accounts, or gear, chart of accounts. It goes to the same place. And so in chart of accounts, you have it right here, QuickBooks and bank balance. So that's the if you have logged in, if you have a bank feed in here, sync with your bank account, then you'll see everything in here. And so from chart of account, you can look at the register, bank register, right here. So chart of accounts, you want to see bank register, You come to chart of accounts, like this. It's the register right here on the action column. Action column, you'll see chart register. All right, and then okay, so type you have bank. So now let's create a new one in here. There are certain accounts you don't want to create a new one, like accounts receivable. Just leave this to QBO. Don't want to create another one in here. Just leave the way I added this. There's certain accounts like inventory, asset, accounts receivable, accounts payable, and some other accounts, and undeposited funds, by the way. So you don't want to create those accounts. Just leave that to QuickBooks Online. It's a default type account. All right, so let's say you want to create a new one in here. Click New, and the first one is the category. This is the one you don't want to create. You just leave the way it is. Although it's on the first one, first selection in here. So, and the bank, if you want to add bank account, is the category type is a bank account. So, and the detail type is cash on hand, checking, money market, and whatever it is. So normally it's checking account. Let's say you want to create a bank account, checking account. Normally what I do is, let's say it's a Chase account, Chase checking account. And if you're going to have more than one checking account, you just put your last 4-digit account number like this. So when you look at the chart of accounts or balance sheet, so you know which account you're talking about. But if you have just one account, one checking account with this bank, just leave the way it is, checking account. That's fine, it will fit in. So, and then you put in your description, same as your name. Let's go back in here, we'll see it. So right here, Bank of America checking account number 1234, same, and like this. All right, and then so that's to create a new one. The new one, category type is very important. Select the bank type. It's the bank account right here, and if it's other assets right here, and it's expense type, and then the other one is credit card type. So credit card type is a liability account, so it's not a bank account. Although you may see it in your when you log in your bank account, you may see credit card as well as checking account, but on QuickBooks Online, its credit card is a live. You owe that money to your bank or your credit card company, so you have to select the credit card type in here, like the one I have in here. Let's see, credit card right here, credit card, Chase credit card. Right here, credit card, Chase. It's your Visa. Just put in Visa there, something like that. If you want to put in account number, that's fine. Don't put the whole account number, just the last four. Okay, so and then for some reason you want to delete account you've created. It basically, although it says delete in here, you can't delete it in QuickBooks Online. It will make account inactive in here. So in here, it will just make account inactive in here. So in here, if you want to see all the inactive accounts, a little gear in here, not this big gear, there's a little gear in here, and just say so include inactive in here. Just select this one. Now you see all inactive accounts in here. See right here, this one is inactive one here. Right here. Oops. Right here, the inactive one. So if you want to make it active, then you can do it. And if you want to hide it, normally you want to hide those things. You can't delete, you just can hide it or make it inactive here. So now on the chart of accounts, you don't have it there. That's all you can do. And then if you want to run a report from your chart of accounts for that particular account, you can do it too. Let's say this Bank of America account, you want to run a quick account report. It will look like this. See right here, they're called account quick report. You can run quick report and it will show everything in here that deals with your bank register. And you can download to Excel or customize it more, change the date and stuff. Let's say you want to, you have a chart of accounts, bank register, and you want to print this. You want to print bank register. So from here, there's no way to print it. There's no print button, nothing. So what you have to do is, and there's the reconcile too, right here. But if you want to print this, the only option you have is the chart of accounts and run report right here, the account quick report here. Quick report. So this is a quick report right here. So this is how you have to run it. And then you can customize a little bit and you give balance in here. Not too much customization, but the basic thing. So this is very similar to your bank register in and out type. Although you can't put debit and credit in here, just like you have it in your bank register as a deposit and withdrawal type. But you need this one column as amount. Alright, so move on to another one. Let's see what else is left from the chart of accounts we're talking about. Okay, so same thing with expenses. So let's go through the chart of accounts by the type here. So the first part from bank through equity up to here is part of balance sheet accounts. From bank account through equity account is part of your balance sheet account, bank to equity, balance sheet, and right after equity is the profit and loss accounts. That's what you see in the chart of accounts. As you can see here is income, cost of goods sold, expenses, and other expenses and other income a little bit. So that's what it is. So equity and above equity, it's all balance sheet. So in balance sheet, what do you have? So you have the bank type. Your bank account is the bank type. Then it's accounts receivable type. Then the current assets. So and current assets include inventory too. So if you have inventory, tracking inventory is part of current assets. And then other current assets, if you have like a prepaid expenses or you give advance to your employees, so this is where it goes. And then your fixed asset, capitalize your property, your fixed assets, and then other assets, long-term assets, the stuff right there. This is the asset side. So asset side stuff right here, that starting from bank to other assets, that's on the assets. On the asset side, total asset side, and on the liability side, the first one is the accounts payable here, and the credit card type, the liabilities and other current liabilities, long-term liabilities, and then the equity line here. So equity line, you have retained earnings and the owner's equity, and so depending upon your business type, you'll have owner's draw or partner's distribution, whatever you have. So this is all the equity selection here. All right, so that's about it on the chart of accounts. Let's move on to another one here. What's next is the Quick Labs. Okay, so this is your Intuit just came out with the new lab thing in here. The high-tech playground. You can just play around in here. Let's just deal with this one in here. You can check it. This one here, autocomplete thing. So before they implement it, they have a playground in here. You can play around with it, and then everything works out pretty good. Then they release that product. That's what it is. So in this case, they get the information from public data. Let's say you went to Home Depot and bought something. Instead of typing Home Depot location and everything, all you have to do is type Home Depot, and it will give you selection here from your local neighborhood here. So that's what it is. Same thing with a customer here. Let's say you deal with Intuit and Mountain View, just put the Intuit in here, and then they will give you address, a whole bunch of address in here, and you don't have to type customer information. You just select that one and done. And this one is the collapsible left navigation one. Uh, let's see this one if you have implemented or not. So let's come in here. All right, so let's just select one here, expense, and let's select one in here. Let's say IBM or something. See right here, so IB tracking. Let's say your vendor is IB tracking. The address is right here. I'm in San Diego, so IB tracking right here. So if you select this one and plus details, see right here, they fill out everything in here right away. And just save it, then you will just save this. So it has address and everything in here now. So next time you do it, it's vendor name and address and everything in here. So the same thing applies to customer as well. Invoice, just say San Diego, right here. See, right here, there's a customer in here. There's another one here in Coronado here. SP vendors, SA. It's all public information stuff. So instead of typing all these, just select right here and save it. So it will print right here. Billing address, shipping address. So you don't have to type it anymore. It'll give you right there. So that whole thing comes from here. So all you have to do is turn this on. So right now it's on. It used to be off. So just turn this on. Look at the video first, and then turn this on. Then that one is active now here. So this is the one that is implemented. If it's not implemented, then it's like just a video now. So this one is implemented now. And if you want to see that service, basically like this one, the one you saw, just come here and just make this active. Off, see, just plug and deactivate it. On, right here. The same thing with this collapsible left navigation thing here. Right here, if you go to in here, let's say here, right here. Save this. Close this. I don't want to save that one. As you can see here, there's a little arrow in here. This is a collapsible left navigation bar in here. Right here. So now you have more space. Comes in real handy if you are dealing with the customer center. Right here. If you click this, then now you have more space for the columns. You can add more columns in here. You can select another one in here, another one in here, like this, because the left navigation bar is collapsed in here. So you can make this open again. Now you have less space. Collapse it, you have more space. Kind of neat, huh? All right, so to do that, you just have to come to the, this one is collapsible navigation bar. So what you have to do is turn this on. For some reason, you have to turn this on and log out. Actually log out. So log out means sign out, I mean. For now, you have to sign out right here. So make this active. Right now deactivated. Make this, this is the default one. When you log in, this is how you see it. So make this activated, and then basically log out, coming from here, sign out, right here, sign out, and then sign in again, then you will see this activated. So this is like this is testing this, but that's how you make this active and collapsible. So right here. So right now that's all they have. They have one more, I think. So the PayCoin, this is fully implemented now, and so you can come here and see what they're doing, what new things they are cooking. So it's a commerce network. So that's what they're doing. So this one, it works pretty good, as you can see it, and this one still on testing stage, but it works pretty good too. You can check it out, you know. So right here it says all the publicly available white pages, you know, comes from white pages. But you still have to verify to make sure the address is accurate, you know. Uh, so you put in Coronado, let's say, right here. Let's say Corovan. We want to make sure this is the right address in here. We have two in here, one here, both in Poway. So you want to make sure this is your latest up-to-date address. But it comes in real handy. So that's all it is. Okay, let's see. I think we covered a lot. Okay, so this will deal this is done. I think we covered company settings, custom form styles, chart of accounts, QuickBooks Lab, and on our next video we will talk about list. All list. This is where you have classes and set up location and that kind of stuff, and products and services, recording attachments. So in the next video we will talk about the list. For now, that should do it. And so this is Plus Plan, and part 2. We're talking about the settings. So thank you for watching, and visit our website. It's newqvo.com. It's right here, newqvo.com. So this is where you see all the latest things, what's happening in QuickBooks Online stuff. Our website is kind of up to date, you know, so you can check it out. We have all kinds of videos for you. Thank you for watching again. Please come back. Thank you.